Jack in the Box tacos aren't exactly gourmet fare, but lots of people love them. Or love to hate them. No matter how you feel, they're here to stay. But before you go pick up your next pair of fried grease pockets, here's what you need to know. There's really no reason to beat yourself up over a single meal. If you want to revisit your college diet by swinging through a Jack in the Box drive-thru, we say go for it. But if you want to keep an eye on your health, there's something you should know. Jack in the Box tacos are always sold as a pair or a trio, but the nutritional information on the official website only counts for one taco. When you eat 2 tacos in a single sitting, you're consuming 344 calories, 18 grams of fat, 6 grams of saturated fat, 724 milligrams of sodium, 32 grams of carbohydrates, 4 grams of fiber, 2 grams of sugar, and 12 grams of protein. Just something to keep in mind, particularly if 2 tacos are never quite enough for you. Oh, and if you order 4 tacos, you're eating almost 700 calories, more than half the daily recommended amount of sodium, and 12 grams of saturated fat. If you're generally a healthy eater, treating yourself to the occasional taco binge is nothing to worry about. However, if this is your regular midweek lunch, it might be time to reassess, but at least you're not alone.
The Wall Street Journal says Americans eat 554 million tacos a year from Jack in the Box, but nobody really knows why.
Celebrities, they're just like us, right? Except they happen to have giant houses, private jets, and fancy cars. But if you're starting to fear that you have absolutely nothing in common with celebs, keep this in mind. Many of them love to eat fast food, including Jack in the Box tacos. Yes, apparently even celebrities crave these flimsy little grease bombs, just like the rest of us. Take Cher, for example.
When I was pregnant with Chas, I used to go to Jack in the Box and have 2 tacos and a chocolate shake and onion rings.
Pop star Selena Gomez apparently loves these tacos too. According to the Daily Meal, she's been spotted hitting the Jack in the Box drive-thru for her taco fix every now and again. And for her 21st birthday, she skipped a traditional party cake, opting instead for a taco cake. That's a plate piled high with Jack in the Box tacos, and topped with a 21 candle, in case you're having a hard time digesting this morsel. She even posted photographic evidence to Instagram, alongside the caption, "My cake was Jack in the Box tacos. Yes." Yes. Now if that doesn't scream Jack in the Box taco superfan, we don't know what does. 2 Jack in the Box tacos will only cost you 99 cents at most locations, and the price hasn't changed for a very long time. That's definitely worth thinking about, considering the brand needs to make a profit on the food it sells, and the cost of food has continued to rise over the last 30 years. So how does Jack in the Box continue to make a profit without increasing the cost of its tacos? Well, the answer is simple really. These tacos are very cheap to make. According to a former Jack in the Box employee who detailed the cost of production on Clutch Fans in 2007, each taco breaks down roughly as follows: shell, 5 cents, lettuce, 2 cents, cheese, 2 cents, hot sauce, about a penny, meat-like substance, 5 cents, single bag, 2 cents, seasonings, 10 cents. In all, a single taco costs roughly 27 cents to make, so 2 tacos cost 54 cents to make. That's not a lot of scratch. Then add that measly minute that it reportedly takes to fry up these 2 tacos, which costs an extra 11 cents according to this employee. That puts the grand total cost of 2 tacos at roughly 65 cents. So basically every time the company sells 2 tacos for 99 cents, it makes about 34 cents in profit. Of course, these numbers may or may not be completely accurate, but there's no doubt Jack in the Box is cranking out these grease-smeared suckers at very little cost.
Frankly, the only thing that bothers me is that gum costs more than these tacos, so I don't know what's in them.
It's truly astonishing just how popular Jack in the Box tacos happen to be. According to a 2017 article in the Wall Street Journal, the fast food chain sells roughly 554 million of them every year. That's more than 500 million tacos. In fact, that's about 1,000 tacos eaten every minute. And when you consider the profit on 2 tacos is about 34 cents, that means Jack in the Box ends up making about $94 million each year just from tacos alone. But there's really no solid explanation for the popularity of these tacos. Aside from being cheap, they're a far cry from what most people would consider a good meal. The meat is questionable to say the least. The shells are deep fried and they're damn soggy from all that grease. Nevertheless, Jack in the Box sells more tacos every year than McDonald's sells Big Macs. But how is that possible? Drunken stone college kids are certainly one source of continued revenue, but they can't be the only ones digging in. Perhaps it will always be a mystery, but there's no denying that there's a very large cult following for these shameful delights. It's true, Jack in the Box sells more than 500 million tacos each year, and that's obviously a lot of tacos. But when you stop to think about what it takes to make those tacos, it's even more astonishing. According to Delish, those taco shells constitute roughly 20 million pounds of corn. According to MSN News, that's basically the equivalent weight of 3 Saturn V rockets. The rocket that took people to the moon in 1969. The company also hands out more than 600 million packets of taco sauce each year. Presumably, they aren't all used on the tacos, but damn, that's an awful lot of sauce. The mind reels. Those grill marks on your taco shells, they're not a figment of your imagination. But don't think for a minute that your taco is being lovingly grilled somewhere in the kitchen before being served to you. According to the Wall Street Journal, Jack in the Box tacos are created in various plants located in Texas and Kansas. That's where the tortillas are made from stone-ground white corn. According to Delish, those grill marks are left behind after the tacos travel down a conveyor belt. Then the shells are led through a 700-degree oven so they can get all nice and crispy. Much later, they're deep fried at your local Jack in the Box location somewhere. And once the tortillas are cooked, they're filled with whatever Jack in the Box passes off as beef. More on that whole drama in one greasy minute. Jack in the Box seems to know that you shouldn't mess with a good thing. After all, when a product is this popular, it's not a good idea to make changes that might screw everything up. Jack in the Box tacos are a perfect case in point. According to Mental Floss, the recipe hasn't really changed in about 50 years. As they put it, the recipe consists of a seasoned meat lump, 2 triangles of American cheese, some shredded iceberg lettuce, and a little sauce. Sounds about right. One Jack in the Box customer took to Reddit to ask whether the taco frying process has ever changed. That's when a former Jack in the Box employee explained how the tacos are made. It's a process they claim hasn't been switched up in many, many years. In fact, before frying their very first batch of tacos, this supposed employee was trained by a way of video from the 80s.
Hey, Tina. Did I ever tell you about the time I jumped my motorcycle over the Caspian Sea?
You better watch yourself, Ted.
According to this Redditor, the frozen tacos are kept in a fridge next to the fryer. When someone orders them, which is often, they're pulled from the fridge and placed in a taco holder, which is subsequently dunked in the fryer for a predetermined time. When the shells are done frying, they're placed on a prep tray to be diligently opened and filled with American cheese, a handful of lettuce, and a squirt of sauce. That's it. That's the process that has never changed. When it comes to Jack in the Box tacos, some people just can't get enough.
This is a dream come true. I'm never leaving.
Nevertheless, basically every article that talks about Jack in the Box's tacos starts off by describing just how bad they are, immediately followed by commentary about just how addictive they are. One OC Weekly article even includes this line: "I write not to derogate Jack in the Box tacos, but to praise them. Wrenching digestive pains notwithstanding, dim snacks were more addictive than hillbilly heroin." Meanwhile, Cactus Hugs writes that Jack in the Box tacos are not, what's the word I am looking for, real food, but they are amazing after a few beers. In 2020, Jack in the Box released a new menu item called Tiny Tacos. According to Culture Map Houston, they're exactly what they sound like: a box full of 15 tiny deep-fried tacos, each of which you can consume in about 2 bites. You can order them loaded with lettuce, cheese, and taco sauce dumped on top, or you can order them plain with a side of avocado lime dipping sauce. Something worth noting, these aren't shrunken-down versions of the original tacos. The main difference is that the larger tacos come with a meat-like filling, whereas the tiny tacos are filled with chicken. Basically, don't order the tiny tacos and expect tiny versions of the original, or else you'll be a tiny bit disappointed. But that doesn't mean you shouldn't try them. They're different, but they're tasty.
Try my new Tiny Tacos, delivered exclusively with Uber Eats.
The description for the 2 tacos on the Jack in the Box website never mentions meat, like at all, and it certainly never mentions beef. Instead, the write-up simply reads, 2 crunchy tacos with American cheese, shredded lettuce, and taco sauce. That's it. And if you click on the ingredients link, you'll be taken to a page with the company's allergen information, not a page with information about the taco's ingredients. If you're the kind of person who wants to know exactly what you're putting in your body, the way the company sidesteps describing the product's ingredients should be somewhat concerning. But the information is out there if you're willing to look for it. According to an article on Is It Bad For You, the taco filling is an unattractive-looking paste containing texturized protein, which is essentially soy flour with caramel coloring, as well as defatted soy grits. The article goes on to say that the tacos do contain some beef and chicken in addition to the more prominent textured vegetable proteins. Reportedly, the company can get away with this because it doesn't actually promote the tacos as beef tacos. That's definitely food for thought, no? Earlier, we mentioned Selena Gomez's soon-to-be legendary taco cake, made of nothing more than Jack in the Box tacos. Well, why not take a grease-stained, stomach-churning, health-incinerating page from this very famous person? The next time you need to feed a crowd, why not hit the Jack in the Box drive-thru to stock up on tacos? For instance, if you're planning a Super Bowl party, throw a few bags of chips on the table with an assortment of dipping sauces. Then load a platter full of Jack in the Box tacos. Just like that, your prep work is done. At about 50 cents per taco, you can easily feed a crowd without breaking the bank. Just think about it. Even if everyone at the party wants to eat 4 tacos, that's only $2 per person. As an article on Fansided points out, each taco comes in its own individual wrapper, so it's more sanitary. You don't have to worry about lots of hands touching all the food, which cuts down on the need for serving dishes. People can just grab a taco when they want, using the sleeve in place of a disposable plate. Fast, easy, affordable, and sanitary. What more could you want from party food? Check out one of our newest videos right here. Plus, even more MASH videos about fast food chains are coming soon. Subscribe to our YouTube channel and hit the bell so you don't miss a single one.